Do, everyone. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, the world famous home of Levy Out. It's Friday. We've got another football match for tomorrow. So, I'm joined by Mr. Ian and Mr. David, and we're just going to have a light-hearted show. We're not going to have that much structure to it. We're going to talk about the news of Maddison not being fit for the Wolves game, which is a total disaster. So we'll talk about team selections and things like that, and we'll also talk about the game in general with everyone in chat. So, Mr. Lubin, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Morning.
Here
we go. Another week's gone by.
Yeah.
Did say to you on Monday, had a funny feeling. Wasn't going to go nice.
I was saying, I was being too confident. I was saying it the entire stream. Are we being too confident here? And everyone was like, nah. And then that happened.
It was all set up to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah. All set up for him. But we will talk about the Wolves game today. I think we've all talked about it until we're blue in the face. So, David, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you. Hope you're both doing well. And yeah, it's been eventful, hasn't it? It's been a bit fun this past few days, mate.
It's certainly been eventful. That's for sure. Let's see who's in the chat. And then we'll talk about the Wolves game because we actually have a football match tomorrow. There's another game I'm going to explode at Sky Sports. But we've got Ronnie in, actually, no, TNT. Ronnie's in the house. Good to see you, Ronnie. Saying big up. Maddison out, the England squad injured. We are in trouble, boys. We'll talk about that. We've got the number one Agenbar in the world. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We've got Ash. Good to see you, Ash, all the way from Goa. So thank you so much for tuning in. We've got the Sheriff, Mark Cousins. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Benjamin Foster. Good morning, Friday at last. Yeah, indeed. We've got Ben Bradford saying good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ben. Good morning. Great name. Tommy B saying Ange Postecoglou. Oh, I want to know we can win the league. No, we can't. I'm sorry, guys. We're not winning the league. I'm sorry. We're not winning the league. We've got Heath saying Daigle out. Daigle is probably in bed because it is 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m, so he's probably in bed. But if he joins, he's mad. Got Benjamin Foster saying fair play, Mr. Lubo, for predicting the Chelsea defeat. You did.
Unfortunately.
We got Luke saying morning, all morning, Luke. We've got Colin saying morning. And MZ saying morning, guys. Daigle got the sack. He can't sack himself. How's he going to do that? I guess he can. I don't know. But good morning, big up Andrew. Hopefully you're well. Good morning, Sman, and evening, guys, and the Coffinator. Evening. So you are from Australia. Good to see you. Good day to you. But let's start with the nasty news of the day. James Maddison has pulled out of the England squad. These injuries are now piling up for us. Didn't we all predict this in, in August? We all predicted this, didn't we, Ian?
Maddison.
Yeah.
He's been injured constantly throughout the season. Let him have a rest. Let him have a break. He's obviously not fit. He's been pulled out of the England squad as well. Yeah. So he's got 2 weeks of rest now. And they can get him patched up, I suppose, and ready for dinner. But it gives the Celso a chance to come in and shine, and the Celso is class.
So what you're saying is we need to paint the Tottenham kit blue and white, as in the Argentina colours, and he might turn up then. I
remember going to Southampton during the cup when Sonny scored. A goal came from the Celso, who went past 5 players in a 50-yard run before laying off. And that's the sort of thing he's capable of doing, as we've all seen with Argentina. Don't worry, Maddison is a loss. But Gio is a more than accomplished replacement. He'll be fine.
Good stuff.
I just worry that he'll put Obier and go more defensive, but we'll see.
We will see indeed. Dave, what do you think about the news of Madders? It's worrying, isn't it? Surely it's worrying.
It is, yeah, obviously, because he's been so effective for us over the, since he signed for us, he's arguably been one of our best signings. But now it's the time for everyone else to step up. We've been comfortable for past 10 games we've been comfortable. So now it's, we're in a bit of a rut. Not a rut, sorry. We're in a bit of a situation. Ange and the team has to step up now, and we'll see what they're really about.
Yeah. We certainly do. We certainly do. It's Wolves is a difficult game. I think people are overlooking Wolves. They've got a very decent young manager in Gary O'Neill at the helm, and he's doing good. Like, you've seen him since he's left Bournemouth, how much Bournemouth have fallen. And it's just not an easy game, is it? It's not an easy game. I'll put it to both of you. It's not an easy game, is it? There are no easy games.
But no game is easy. It took us 100 minutes to beat Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Nothing's easy. But they've got to step up, and I think they will.
Yeah.
I think they will. I don't see us losing tomorrow.
No. But I think the biggest thing for us is the fact that I believe Neto's out for Wolves.
Yeah, he is.
He's arguably their best player.
That's right.
So that's actually big for us as well, in a sense, because of how many we've lost.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the team, whatever team Ange puts out, if they can't beat Wolves, then there's a big issue there. A big issue because, Wolves has been, they've not been terrible, but they've not been great. You know what I mean? And without Neto, they've not really got much of a goal threat. So it's one of them. It's not going to be easy because obviously it's going to be a complete makeshift team. Yeah. I mean, no one thought, coming out after that Chelsea game, we'd lose so many bloody players, did we?
We lost 5 players in one game.
Yeah, it's one of them, but I do believe we should beat them quite comfortably.
Ash has come up with an interesting one. Put Bentancur in the number 10 role. I don't think so, Ash. He's not suited to that. He's not quick enough. I mean, you could try and put him there, but he's better when he's got time and space on the ball. He's not a number 10. What do you guys think of Ash's suggestion?
Never. I wouldn't start him at all. I just wouldn't start him, regardless of whether he's good enough for 10 or not. It's too soon. The guy's had 8 months out. Give him a chance. Ease him back in. Throw him in on the third game for 90 minutes. I think it's too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Shane is saying play Decky as the number 10 and give Alfie a start. If you mean Alfie Devine, he's doing well at Port Vale. He's doing very well at Port Vale. I don't think you can recall him until January, but I wouldn't recall him anyway. He's doing really well. They had some bad luck with Wolves. Yeah, that's true. They've had so many bad decisions. They should be much higher up if it weren't for refs and VAR. It's mad. It's mad.
For me, you got 2 choices. You play the Celso there or you play Kulu there. If you play Kulu there, you play Johnson and Gill either side.
That's what I would do.
And that's what he may well do. I personally would put Celso in. I think the guy deserves a chance. He's too good a player to just rot away on the subbench every game.
Great stuff. Yeah. What's your thoughts on it? Who would you play in the number 10 role, Dave?
Well, when obviously I first heard the news of Maddison, I initially thought about putting a midfield 3 of Bissouma, Sarr and Højbjerg, right? Just for the defensive aspect. But then sitting and thinking about it, and like Ian's saying, if you put Lo Celso there, right, go for the win from straight off the bat. Yeah, like Ange keeps saying, no matter what, if we've got 5 players, we're going for the win, yeah? Get Lo Celso on. Hopefully he could bring some form to himself, you know what I mean? Because he hasn't played for a long time. But if we can get a couple of early goals or something like that, then you can bring on Højbjerg with 70th minute, 75th minute, just to shore up the defence a little. Because the one thing about Højbjerg is he can act as a centre-back. Do you know what I mean? At times. So it could give us that extra cover where we're going to be lacking because we've got no left-sided player because Davis is injured, Udogi's out. And our defence is who? Dyer and Emerson?
No,
or Dyer and Ash Phillips? I think Phillips will start straight off.
Yeah.
Put Emerson on the left.
Yeah.
Emerson.
Yeah.
That's
you got no one else. Bro.
You got no one else. Literally got no one else. Whilst I'm making 2 copies for the gentleman that just come in, what's your guys' opinion on the centre-back situation? Who do you play? Do you play a makeshift centre-back partnership, or do you play the youth team that have already been playing together? What do you guys do? Let's open the discussion.
Well, he pulled Phillips out the under-21 match on Tuesday, so there's your clue.
Yeah, and I've heard that apparently he's pitted to start. There's been a couple of rumours that he's pitted to start, which would make sense. I mean, he can play with both feet. He's tall, he's strong, and he has got a bit of pace about him. I mean, he's not Van de Ven pace, but he's much faster than the likes of Royale would be, from what I've seen from him. And he's a competent defender. I mean, that's why we bought him in it for the future.
He's a very good centre-back. If you go to a view from the... it's not even called that. If you go to South Ucois with our wonderful chap in the thing, Marlon, if you look at the way he reads a football match, he's absolutely brilliant. He's so good at reading a football match. And I think he'll be a duck to water in this system. I think he'll be absolutely brilliant.
No. Because, I mean, if you add Ash Phillips, right, don't get me wrong, it's a makeshift defence with Dyer and Phillips and all that, right? But at least it keeps the structure of what we're trying to play as. Do you know what I mean? Potter on the right, I'd say go Dyer, Phillips, and then Emerson.
I think we got a choice.
Yeah.
Who else is there to bring unless you bring Dorrington? You can't put square pegs in round holes. That's just going to create havoc.
No.
So
it's one of them, isn't it?
You haven't got any else. You haven't got anyone else.
No.
And God forbid we get injured. Who's he going to put? Who's he going to put on the bench? Maybe
that's it. No one. We've got no one.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that is the biggest issue, isn't it? Our defence is going to be even weaker.
So, I'm seeing comments coming up, please don't pick Dyer. And I feel the same way, but there isn't anybody else. Who else do you pick?
Well, that's it. I mean, the thing is, though, when people are saying don't pick Dyer, right? And don't get me wrong, this is not me defending him whatsoever, so please don't come at me in the comments, right? But if you look at the way Dyer's played in defence, his worst time in defence was because he played with Jose, Nuno and Conte, who were defensive managers, right? Where you're getting attacked every other minute, right? So you're bound to make mistakes. And I think in this type of system, he's not going to be amazing, but he can still do a job. Do you get what I'm saying there? Do a job. He's not going to be... He's not the answer whatsoever, and we desperately need defenders. But I think, hopefully, with Romero being out 3 games, the issue with Van de Ven and that, you just hope he can step up. I mean, you look at Chelsea game. Was he that bad? I mean, he nearly scored a goal for us. Do you get what I mean?
He played well. You could see the lack of pace when Spurs got caught for the last 2 goals. And that's the problem. I mean, Dyer and Hojbjerg. And I thought Hojbjerg had a very good game as well.
Yeah,
really. Maybe Chelsea were just too quick for them. But there's no one else. That's the issue. If Dyer gets it, what do? You bring Hojbjerg on to play at centre-half, who's a midfield player. It's crazy. We're so lacking in depth.
Yeah.
That affect, and you can't start.
Mad.
As much as it would be lovely to have Dorrington and Phillips next to each other tomorrow, you can't throw 2 guys in for their debut in the Premier League.
No.
That'd be crazy. Get absolutely smashed. So you've got to play Dyer with Phillips and Phillips to use Dyer's experience. And hopefully we'll have a lot more of the ball than they will. And that will make sure the back four is not exposed.
Yeah. I mean, without Neto, have they really got any pace to get behind? Which I don't think they have they really?
Tan is really quick.
Yeah, he plays on the left, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he can play. You can.
No, I get that. Yeah, but I'm saying they'll still stick to their structures, so he'll be on the left, and I think Porro will do all right there.
Yeah. Good morning to you, Mr. Stell. Hopefully you're well. If you want to jump on the stream, you're always welcome on here. Hopefully you're doing well. Heard the news about Maddison? Yes, we have, sir. Yes, we have. I said last night there's only one, and it's Gary Mabbott. He wants to play Gary Mabbott as centre-back 5. Put King and Dawson. It's what we need. Yeah. Everyone's given their centre-back partnerships. Royale will put left back, and because David, I don't know if Ben Davies is fit, if he even exists.
No, I think he's still injured.
Or if he's just a myth. Maybe he doesn't even exist. Who knows? Yep. Maddison, yep. All these people take back Rodon. No.
Hey, he's been balling at Leeds, mate. He's been fantastic. I love Rodon. Like, listen. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Right, but I love Rodon. Do you know what I mean? And for Leeds, he's doing amazing. It's great to see. But we need better players.
But that's his level. That is his level. But just skipping through some of the comments because sorry for everyone, but at least you know that is not a green screen.
He always wanted that, Ben.
This morning, everything is going wrong. I woke up late. My coffee still hasn't arrived. Everyone's asking for decaf next door. They're wanting coffee. It's a disaster, everyone. It is a total disaster, but we make do. But what's your overall feeling about the game? I think this is going to be a tricky win, but I think we're going to win. Lubo already said he can't see us losing.
I can't. I think I can see a draw, and I'm predicting a draw on Monday. I think this will be a 1-1 or 2-2.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
See, the one thing that we have going for us, in a sense, is our front three has pace on that left and Son. So Wolves will be obviously, thinking about that.
Yeah.
And with Brennan, I think you look at him against Chelsea, before he had to get taken off, Brennan was doing amazing. I mean, he had the Chelsea side on strings at times,
He was excellent the other day. He was absolutely excellent.
And I think that's a thing that Wolves are going to, I mean? They've got to think about that because, if they try and play hypothetically a high line against us thinking, the defense is weak, let's go at them, they will get exposed. So they've got to keep a structure as well. But, it's still a big worry the players we've got missing because they are very, very vital players. And we are so weak in depth is the biggest issue there.
Yeah.
And it shows what we need.
Can you imagine what it would be like if we had European football and the League Cup?
Yeah, we'd be dead. We'd be dead.
Yes.
Simple as. But this is where January comes in, do you know what I mean? And I know I've seen the quotes from a journal going around, you know what I mean? And saying that we've got no money and everything, and everyone's up in arms about it, screaming everything under the sun about it. But
I've got to get my fingers out again.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? When they say we've got no money, that doesn't mean we can't buy players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't go to, you know what I mean? If you go and buy a car, you don't tell them you got double the amount of money you got to buy the car, do you? Because you're going to be overpricing it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't listen to that too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's them holding their cards close to their chest. But Stelwitt is staying once again. It's a typical Stel conversation. Once again, after 23 years of Enoch and Levy, 17 managers been left short again. 23 years of 2 or 3 injuries away from being a full-blown crisis, and here we go again. Levy out will ramp up for now. I think it won't ramp up at the moment, personally, because they're still doing well. We lose a couple of games, then the people that are going mad at the moment with ultra high positivity will start thinking, wait.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you know what I mean? I've seen a few people on my Twitter, you know what I mean, getting worried about this, getting overly angry about it, yeah? The Chelsea game was an anomaly. How many games have you seen where you lose 2 players, right, through injury, and then 2 players on a red card?
Yeah.
You get 1 red card or you get 1 injury. You know what I mean? A player will get a little knock or something.
Yeah.
But for 2 players to get injured and 2 players to get red carded, that's an anomaly. You can't predict that. And I don't care who you are. You ain't predicting that. Otherwise, someone bet on it, mate, and made a lot of money.
That's why I was so mad about the performance. And if I was there, I would not have given us, because that's getting 2 send-ins off for 2 petulant fouls is unacceptable in my book. That's not something to give a standing ovation about, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that has really messed us up for the next 2 games. Udogie out for 1 game and Romero out for 3. Like, if you get one man sent off, you're thinking, okay, it happens. It happens. You have a rush of blood to the head. You do something crazy. But to do 3 really bad red card tackles, it's unacceptable, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The question I want to ask is more on Udogie.
Yeah.
The guy's gone in. I mean, he's kick-started Chelsea's game. He's fired them up with that first tackle on the Sterling. It was lucky Sterling got out of the way. He's sat in the dressing room for half time, 15 minutes. Nobody's calmed him down. No one's actually sat next to him. I can't believe they have. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone out with that rash challenge within 10 minutes. So you've got to ask, is Ange too hands-off in situations like that?
Yeah, okay. Is it inexperienced? Do you know what I mean? Like, he could have been told, but then on the pitch, he's seen that he thought he could get the ball, and that inexperience in him, being so young, he's tried to go for it.
Sterling's gone wide. He came towards the touchline. There's no need.
Yeah, that's where I see inexperience, though. Do you get what I mean? Is that youth side of a player where they're not reading where Sterling's going? Like, if that was Van der Ven would have just pushed Sterling even further out.
I think
I
don't accept that. These are Premier League players.
Yeah.
These are Premier League players. You're on a yellow card. You're down to 10 men. It's nonsense. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, it is. I totally agree. It is. You know what I mean? I think the whole game was just stupid. Like, and I can understand the fans, you know what I mean, applauding the players that were left on the pitch because they did try. Do you get what I mean? They did, back in the day, we'd lose one man and we'd sit back for the rest of the bloody game. And it'd be boring. It'd be just horrendous. And we'd still lose the game. And you're looking at it as, you know what I mean? We tried, but shipping 4 goals to them lot is just unacceptable. Yeah. At the end of the day, it was a ridiculous game. And I swear down, Romero literally watched Battle of the Bridge before we started that game. Because he was out from the start, you know what I mean? And that's what killed our game. And he's an experienced World Cup winning defender.
Yeah.
How do you do things the way he did? Kicking out our players.
It's cost us again, hasn't it?
Yeah, because it's not only cost us a game, but it set the game up for the ref to stop and start it, which caused, for me, personally, caused Van der Ven's injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're warm and everything, and then it's a cold night and you're starting a game.
Yeah.
And then he's going full pace. It's not good, like, at all. And I mean, I read but I read what someone put up saying, I have 119 minutes of football in that Chelsea game. The ball was in play, I think it was 42 minutes altogether.
Crazy, isn't it?
That's right.
You know what I mean? And yet they wanted to keep the games flowing. They wanted the ball on the pitch more. 42 minutes out of 119.
I think they should give everyone a fucking refund. Excuse my French. You've paid 90 minutes of football when you got 42.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable, right?
Yeah, but the situation we're in now is one of, it's either we're gonna go for it, we're gonna carry on the way we're playing, or we're gonna crumble. And this is where now we see the real test of Ange and the players that are there now. Because you've got to deal with situations. No matter how crazy they are, no matter how bad they are, you deal with them and you push on. And if you can't do that, then every player who can't do that, leave.
Yeah.
And Levy needs to stick his hand in his pocket and back Ange in January.
Will he do it, though? Will he do it?
I suspect.
We'll have to wait. Sorry.
I think he'll bring Reguilon back. He'll bring him back from United. So but I think they'll go and get Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth. And then you've got, Van der Ven's still out. He'll slot in there. Possibly. Maybe Phillips will go right instead of Dyer. I haven't said that Romero's back, isn't he? So Phillips is cover for Romero. And you'll have Kelly in for as long as Van der Ven's out. We'll see.
Brilliant. Fran wants a replay. Everyone, replay the game. Replay it. Roll it back. Roll it back. Good stuff. Good stuff. in a minute, we're going to be welcoming Stell onto the panel because it looks like he's on an absolute mad one this morning. We need to use that for YouTube money. So get on, Stell. We need that YouTube money. But I always welcome Stell on the panel anyway. Ronnie's given his team of Vicario, Porro, Dyer, Royale at centre back, Davis, Benson, Kurt, Basuma, Kulusevski, Johnson, Son, and Brian. What do you reckon of that team? Emerson at centre back.
I think if Davis is fit, he'll probably go with that. But I personally will play Phillips.
I agree. I want Royale at left back because although he might not be the greatest player in the world, he's a soldier, and I think he's a much better defender than Ben Davis.
Yeah, he played very well at Palace at left back.
I want to see Ashley Phillips go into the team. I've got the opinion that I said last night on the dose. I would play 2 young centre backs that played together in the youth team. I'd play Charlie Sayers and I'd play Phillips, or Phillips and Dorrington, because centre back or any sort of position where you're next to someone all relies on partnerships. Phillips plays with Dorrington. He doesn't play with Dyer. He's not going to know what Dyer's doing because Dyer doesn't even know what he's got in his own melon-headed, absolute monstrosity of a brain. Playing with someone that actually knows him and he knows them. So he knows they could make a million mistakes and we could lose 3-1, but at least they will have some sort of cohesion in that defence. And it'll be great for them, I think.
Ben, no Premier League manager, unless they have got on just the most enormous injury crisis, is going to bring 2 guys in for their debut on the same match.
No.
Dorrington's not even been on the pitch yet for the first team.
If you're good enough, you're old enough.
He's not been in the squad yet, has he? I don't think.
No, I don't think he has.
So he's not going to bring him straight in.
No. He'll leave the defence for me. It'll either be Dyer and Phillips or some weird thing where he throws in. I don't even know because that left back situation is the worst position. Do you know what I mean? Because the only player who can play there out of the squad at the moment is Royale.
Yeah. With
Davis being injured.
Yeah.
So, you know, because for me, Royale, I'd stick him at centre-back, me on the right side, because he's got that defensive awareness. Do you know what I mean? He might not be amazing going forward, but defensively, he works hard, you know?
And he's good in the air as well, Emerson. It's one of the things he's actually quite good
at.
at.
Left back, though?
No, that's what I mean. It's one of them, isn't it? I'm trying to think throughout the squad, but there is no one that I can think of.
I think we bring out Mauricio Torrico and play him at left back. We'll replace one psycho for another psycho. Get him in. Yeah. Get him in. Last thing Phillips needs is Dyer pointing out the points in the black. Exactly. That's why I hate Eric Dyer, because he blames everyone else for his own mistakes. Yes, he had an all right game against the Chelsea. He's still going to be culpable for a lot of those problems because of his lack of pace and his lack of skill.
Yeah, but Ben, if you're Phillips and you're not picked tomorrow, you're thinking, when am I going to be picked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phillips, both centre-backs are out. There's no other colour. You know, he was the next natural centre-back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just makes sense. It really does. But the worst thing is, if one of them get injured, we are in the screw there, aren't we? Because there is no backup at all after that.
Well, then you've got to play Emerson with centre back.
Yeah. Dorrington, Sayers, Donnelly, Phillips, and Villas could all be in the 20 squad tonight. They could be.
Quite possibly. I'm looking at the programme here, and you're looking at this on the subs bench. For me, based on the teams that we've seen in the last few minutes, Skip, Højbjerg is 2. If you're going to play Gill, that's 2. You've got, I'm running down here. The Celso 3. There aren't many.
No. I've just had a 4.
Benson 4. Villas 5. He's struggling. Forster 6.
That's an amazing. With 9 players out from the squad or from injury or suspension,
and that's it. You know,
I've had a little 4.
Injured. Maddison's injured. You got 7, you got 8 or 9 missing.
Yeah. But I've had a little thought here about the squad, yeah, right? Just in my head. And I'd just like to ask, see if you think about this, right? What if we put Lo Celso on the left up front, put Brennan as the wing back, basically, the left back, and do a defence of obviously Phillips, Dyer, or Phillips, Emerson? Or
I
keep
don't think
Emerson.
so. I don't think
He's got the pace.
You've
He's
got to
got
put players in the right positions.
I mean, I think he has not much. Like, I can't say he has a lot, but he has gone defensively at times for Wales. On the odd occasion, do you know what I mean? When we're in a defensive phase, but
Yeah.
it was just that pace there. Do you know what I mean? To keep that line there. Do you know what I mean? And a left-footed player on the left.
Well, the only one that's slow, if you play Porro, who's quick, Emerson, who's quick, Phillips is quick, it's only Dyer.
Yeah, Dyer's the only one who's slow, isn't he?
It's only Dyer.
Yeah.
We'll welcome Stell to the show. So this is when it gets hot for the next half an hour. So we're going to fire up before our Tottenham on Tour Christmas announcement at 10 o'clock. But Stell, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay. Good morning to everyone on the panel, to Ian and David and yourself and everyone in the chat. You guys, I'm assuming everyone is from the UK because sometimes you say good morning and people.
Quite a few people from all over the place. We've got loads of people from Australia, Wales. We've got Ash from Goa. We've got Mark Cousins from Zorazat, which is a different country altogether. Apparently, that's what he says. But what's your thoughts on the debacle?
So I see a positive and I see a negative. The positive will be, and will play the way the team's been trained to play on the front foot, attacking, try and keep possession of the ball. And players like Ashley Phillips coming in doesn't concern me because I was fortunate enough to go down to the academy recently. I met the new academy director, Simon Davies. I've seen the restructure from 14s up to 18s. They're all playing the exact same way. Obviously, the 8s, 10s, and under 12s, they don't play exactly the same way because they play 9-a-side and 7-a-side in football. But from 14s up, 13s up even, who play 11-a-side, it's the exact same philosophy throughout the club. So Ashley Phillips in the under 21s would have been playing the way we play now already. So he's got in-game experience, maybe not the pressure of Premier League football. That's going to be the nerves that he needs to learn to overcome at this level. But in terms of how to play, he's been taught it since he joined us. So I'm not too concerned about the youngsters coming in if they have to come in because the philosophy is the same. And will set them up to go for the win. And this is what fans wanted: front foot attacking football to dare us to do. Don't complain now if we lose doing it, because the alternative is what? Low block, defend, pragmatic. Everyone had a meltdown doing it. So I'm positive on that side. The negative side of it is you're only as good as the tools you've got, right? Yeah, you might be able to get an extra notch up from a Brian Hill or Lo Celso, maybe even an Eric Dyer for a bit. But there's only so many average players you can carry to play technical, one-touch, two-touch, accurate passing football. If you look at our stats, the first 10 games, the possession, the individual possession stats, there's a lot of high-quality technical and decision-making from our players. You're now bringing in a bunch of players that haven't proven to do that. So I think on that side of things, I think we're in big trouble now. I really do. From a let's give it a go, let's show spirit, let's show guts, let's be brave. I'm not worried about that stuff. I'm not worried about any of that. I think And will get that out of them. I'm not at all worried about that. And the fans will get behind the team as well. The fans are, there's unity in the club. But that gets you so far. At some point, you need quality. And I know Wolves is probably the easiest game of the three coming up on paper.
Yeah.
Wolves at home are bloody good, and Bournemouth are idiots getting rid of their manager because this guy, he's a really good coach, and Wolves at home this year have been very, very impressive. And against the big 5, 6, they haven't lost. I think Spurs are in trouble on the weekend. I really do. Yesterday when we did YouTube shows, I said, you know what? I think it's going to be 3-2, but I don't know who to. It's Wolves or Spurs. It's one of those games. Yeah. Now Maddison's out. There's only so many blows you can take. Udogie, Romero, Van der Ven, Maddison. Because now it's not just those injuries, Ben, David, Ian. It's not just the injuries. If during the game you need to make a sub, you literally have nothing now. There is nothing at all because you're using them for the first 11. It's not.
And with this taxing system, as we know, it's a very taxing system of the way we play football with the press. So there will have to be changes, mate. I'm trying to. Wolves are not an easy. They beat Man City. They gave Liverpool a game.
They should have beaten Man United at Old Trafford if it wasn't for dodgy VAR.
They deserved to beat them, but well, but that stupid penalty. They've had a load of really bad decisions against them this year. They would be much higher up in the table if it weren't for VAR, because VAR is a toxin on the game, as we all know. But from that, Ian, who is the surefire player to start against Wolves? Surefire player.
The team I would select will be Porro, Phillips, Dyer, and Emerson as your back four. Emerson has done well at left back. The rest are playing in their natural position. I put the Celso in for Maddison because he is the natural replacement. With Kulusevski, Johnson either side of Sun. And for me, that's your team. Now, I know a few people would put Kuno in instead of the Celso and play Gill on the right. But to me, the Celso's quality. Yeah. He's never really hit at Spurs, but the guy's got it. And that's the most frustrating thing. I play him.
Yeah.
If he hits form, if you get people like Philip and the Celso come here and play brilliantly, there's no reason why we can't win. We soon will start doing a bit in midfield and control it. Wolves are going to be missing Neto, which is a huge loss for us. It's a sort of loss like if we'd have had Kane missing last year or the year before. And that's huge for Wolves. I still fancy a draw. If we'd have had a full strength team, I think we'd have gone there and won it.
I've got an echo from somewhere. I don't know where that echo's from.
There is an echo. Don't understand why.
Did you bring up the stream still? I don't know. No. Let's carry on. I don't know. It might even be you, Ian. But let's have a look. I'm gonna go for it. Mark is saying put Stell on the bench. So Stell, you're playing, mate. Get your boots on.
Listen, at my age, I can give a good 2 minutes. Of course, and then I'll be coming off.
It's better than me. What do you think about sticking Sonny deeper and sticking Villas up top? I don't think so, right?
No. You can't switch the team up too much. It'll just be a nightmare. You know what I mean? But like Ian was saying with Lo Celso, right? You know what I mean? He's not had much game time for a while for us now. This is his chance to step up because with looks to Maddison, he's going out for a fair few games. So it's his chance to actually shine. And he's got it there. We've seen it with Argentina. He has it there. So it's his time to step up now.
I've been saying this whole stream. Get a blue permanent marker and paint the Tottenham kit the Argentina colours. If you paint it the Argentina colours, Lo Celso is the best player in the world. Full Lionel Messi is going to be the best player in the world. Who do you start tomorrow, David? Who do you start?
I agree with Ian. I think, to be fair, though, at the moment, with the depth we've got, that's so terrible. And the way the team is, it kind of picks itself, doesn't it, with that, really? So I agree with Ian, you know what I mean? And, like I said, a lot of players are going to have to step up big time. I mean, Basuma's going to have to be a lot more defensive than he has been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Saw is going to be working a lot harder, and he is an unbelievable player. I mean, he runs all game. I think he's wonderful. I just worry that Brennan's going to struggle a little bit with not having a naturally left-footed player with him. With Emerson on there. Do you know what I mean? Because he can feed off that. But the one good thing is, Lo Celso, if he does what he does for Argentina and finds them passes between the lines, Brennan would feed off that all day long. His pace is unreal. So, yeah, the team picks itself, mate. And it's one of them.
Do any of you boys put Højbjerg at centre-back?
Never. No.
I mean, if they got injured and we've got no choice, but other than that, no. I'd rather put Højbjerg in Bissouma's position in like the 70th, 80th minute or everything if we're winning, just to add that extra bit of defensiveness, because obviously Højbjerg is that slightly bit more defensive than Bissouma is. You know what I mean? So for me, he's more of that sub to bring on just to hold the game out.
Yeah.
But will Ange do that? Because he just gone how throughout the whole 90-odd minutes, isn't it, until the final whistle? So,
what do you think, Stel? What do you think? What's the team? I cannot see the team. It's so cloudy for me what he plays because of lack of options. What do you think in terms of? Does he change it a lot? Does he bring the youth players in, or is it the case with the other two boys that it picks itself really?
No, I think as a starting, I think as a front three in the midfield, we're fine. So Brennan Johnson, Son Kulu, Sarr, Bentancur, Bissouma. That's it. Done. Just keep that, right? If you want to bring in a Lo Celso during the game for one of the midfielders, that's fine. If you want to bring on a Brian Hill for one of the wingers, that's fine. I'm even a Veliz maybe up front for a little bit. I'm not worried about the front three or the midfield. I think we'll be okay for this game. And then Udogie comes back, and then it's international breaks, and maybe Maddison comes back. I think we're all right. The worry is the defence, you know. Luckily, we've got Vicario, who's in outstanding form, so he for sure will be a big part of us trying to win this game. But you've got to go with established centre backs. So it has to be Dyer and Phillips because they're proper centre backs, and you've got to bring in a Dorrington or a Charlie Sawyers from the academy and have them on the bench. You need centre backs on the bench. Just having Dyer as one centre back the other night was a bit, you know, it's risky. But now they're all injured. Have a couple of centre backs on the bench. If you've got to be forced to play academy kids, or you've got to bring back players like Tanganga or Roden just for a short period, if you can. I don't know if you can. Not that they're great, but you need centre backs on the pitch. I'm not in favour of putting a holding mid at centre back or moving a short right back into a centre back role that's got to be winning headers. So Phillips and Dyer, and then Emerson and Porro. It has to be the wing backs. My only concern is Porro looks like he's carrying a niggle. He's been carrying this ankle injury.
Yeah.
Well, not injury, but he was struggling against. I saw it against Fulham. Willian had him on toast at times. Yeah. Then against Crystal Palace, I don't think he had his best game. And then against Chelsea, I mean, he kept hobbling. So I'm worried that we're pushing him to the brink of maybe he'll get an injury soon.
Didn't he miss a training session as well? Sorry to put in, but he missed one of the training sessions as well, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Apparently, he would miss one of the training sessions.
See, that's not good, is it? It's the signs are there. The signs are there. I think that Porro is on that brink of he needs a break. So it's just that back line. That's the only thing we should. It's the only thing I'm worried about. That back four.
It's typical. We opposite the training ground again. Let's go. I'm ready. Bring Daigle back from Canada. Get him back outside the training ground. Let's go.
I think for me the biggest concern going into the Wolves game, like I said, is the defenders can defend to an extent, right? Dyer can win a header. Yeah. Phillips has got pace. He can make a recovery run. Porro and Emerson can put in blocks. So they're not completely inept. The worry is the way we play out from the back. Can they do what Van der Ven, Romero, can they and Udogie do under pressure? If Wolves press us, can they play out without panic clearances that then breaks down the way we play? That's the bit I don't know. I think the answer is no, they can't. I hope they surprise me.
The problem is, this is the problem. We're not surprised. We've been talking about this. I've spoken to you for at least a couple of years now, Stel, about this. And whenever we say something, it usually comes true. And that's why we're worried, because it's like we've never been surprised in this last few years. It's like Dyer doesn't come out and put in a whole full Paolo Maldini performance against someone. I'm not expecting him to be Paolo Maldini, but once in a while, play a good game of football, sir. Play a good game of football.
The problem there, Ben, is take Monday. First 15, 20 was fabulous. Some of the best football I've seen since the last year of the old White Hart Lane, 16, 17. Then we started trying to get clever. Then we started trying to play Hollywood balls. Instead of the small intricate passing, 3-4 players in a group, making angles for each other, coming out of defence, reading the press, we started trying to play Hollywood balls. We gave the ball away a lot, and we invited Chelsea on, and the pressure came. And that's when the game changed, apart from Udoka firing Chelsea up with that stupid tackle. And we lost control there. And Phillips, I'm not so much worried about, because I hear he's very good on the ball. Dyer just isn't. And for me, it's a question that Dyer's just got to play the easy ball, keep possession, don't try anything clever, because he hasn't got it in his locker. And just do his job. Just do what he has to do. And let people like Porro play the balls down the line.
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Can I ask the panel? Some people are saying like Dyer shouldn't play at all because he's just no good, right? But are we not in a situation where we are a bit desperate and you just need to play centre backs that have played in the Premier League in the position? Like, I'm all for the youngsters coming in, but is this the way you want to bed in youngsters, just throwing them into the deep end?
Yeah.
You don't. You bring youngsters in one at a time or two at a time with experienced professionals around them. You don't throw Dorrington and Phillips straight into a game on their own. It's unfair on them. You know, Spurs get smashed 4 or 5, and they're to blame.
Yeah,
it's going to take
fans to turn them on them immediately because we're a bunch of flip-flops.
But yeah, no, you can't do that. I mean, like you're saying, you know what I mean? Throwing like Villiers on with 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. Throwing, say, like, you know what I mean, a Donnelly on for a couple of minutes or something like that. That's fair enough. They're just getting game time. You know what I mean? They're experiencing it for that short period. For 90 minutes, throwing 2 kids on in a makeshift defence.
It's not fair.
It's not, you know what I mean? And if we, like you said, if we lost that game 4-5-0, the crowds would destroy their mentality. They'll go back to the youth. They'll go back to the youth side and they'll just be killed. And you can't do that. Like Phillips, for me, adding him with Dyer, people can slate Dyer all they want. Yeah, right? But you can't put a Højbjerg for 90 minutes in a defence. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. And, you know, there's at times where Dyer has made some good defensive moments, albeit rare, but he still does it. Do you know what I mean? And this is the point now where he can try and step up. You know what I mean? And hopefully the way we play, he'll have a bit more protection from the midfield rather than like last year when he only had not last year, but under like Jose, under Conte and that, where you had 2 midfielders. There was no protection. It was constant barragement of attack against us. You know? So for me, you look at City, right? Their defence, they've got quality defenders, right? But if you watch City and the way they play, their defenders are rarely put under pressure. Do you get what I mean? Because their midfield controls the play a lot, but they're there for when you need them.
Yeah.
So you hope that the same with us, where our midfield, which is still strong, our midfield is not weak. You know what I mean? So if they can hold that play and put the less pressure on the defenders, when it comes to defending, you hope that their moments are going to be good, not bad. Do you get what I mean? So...
David,
which is why you don't keep the Sumrin style there. And for me, you play Kuna all the self. So personally, I play Gio. And you're right, you've got to play Dyer with his experience. I'm seeing the comments that are coming up, and Ronnie's right. You've got to play experience. None of us rate Dyer, but we're short centre backs.
Yeah.
And you've got a choice of playing Dyer or playing a centre back that's never even been in the squad.
Yeah.
And sorry, Angie's not going to take the risk.
Yeah, you have to play him, unfortunately. You have to play him. It's why I was screaming for 2 centre-backs in the window instead of only 1. I was screaming for it, and we only got 1 of them. We needed 3, but...
Well, we got 2. We got 2, didn't we?
We got one that goes into the team and one to the academy. I wanted 2 centre backs that could go straight in the squad and rotate, because I think we've got to start doing what other big teams do and rotating squads instead of thinking, oh, he's not going to get in the team. Oh, he's not going to get in the team. Well, tough chicken. Some games he's going to play. Some games he's going to play. Some games he's going to play.
Ben, Romero and Van der Ven are one of the best centre-back partnerships in the league.
Yeah.
How's he going to bring Phillips and slot Phillips in instead of one of them? The place will go mad. It's a problem. You haven't got Europe. And
do you know,
the problem.
Ian, I think you have to play Dyer, and I want Dyer out of the club. But if you think about it, we've got 3 captains and we've lost 2.
Yeah.
You need someone with some experience to lead some kind of line at the back. If we bring in Phillips and Dorrington at the back, there's no leadership. There's no guidance at all at the back. Maddison was kind of the midfield captain, Son's the club captain, and Romero was the defensive captain. We've lost the midfield captain and the defensive captain. You need a bit of experience now. And I can't believe I'm saying it. I think this is non-negotiable for me. Dyer has to start. And I can't believe I'm saying this because I've blasted him for about 3 years. Yeah.
But also, do you think as well with Dyer, right? You look at the past games, right? Dyer's made a mistake, yeah? If you watch majority of the mistakes he makes, you know what I mean? The keeper could help a bit more. And Lloris has been off it for so long. Yeah. If you look at the way Vicario was against Chelsea, that was just... I've never seen anything like it from a keeper. Except have that extra little bit with having Vicario and goals sweeping out.
The difference between last year and this year. Last year we were making up forced errors, and that's what cost us Europe.
Yeah,
and Lloris had his own problems. Goals against Villa, Saka at White Hart Lane, etc., etc. Newcastle at home, he gave the ball away, pitched up in the back of the net. Dyer was making crazy unforced errors. Lost Antonio at the London Stadium. Ball came off his shoulder. He put Salah in for Liverpool's goal at the lane. So I don't think with Dyer you could blame Lloris last year.
No, I'm not blaming Lloris.
He was making bad errors.
But I'm not blaming Lloris per se. I'm just saying that with Lloris as well, as a unit, that's exactly it, Ben. As a unit, but with Vicario behind him and how good he is at sweeping out and the saves he's been making and everything, I think it might give Dyer that little bit of confidence knowing that, you know what I mean, there is a slight mistake to be made, if that makes sense.
So? When we've been left short, Lenglet's gone, Rodon's gone, Tanganga's gone, Sanchez has gone. You've lost 4 centre-backs in the summer. And for me, none of them were good enough. But
That's the plan.
Sure.
Put a really thin glass screen
in front of the goal.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the way to do it. They would never see it coming. They will never
see it. We've lost Ben Davies as well to injury.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's 5. But then we've changed system still, haven't we? Davis is okay at the back 3.
I'm not blaming Lloris, though. That's the thing. I'm not blaming Lloris.
Oh, you're blaming the whole lot of them. You're blaming the unit. Yeah. Because one of the things you need to think about, the defense is not all about one guy. It's about how 4 people play together.
It's a unit. It's a unit. It's a defensive unit.
Yeah.
And as a defensive unit, they were awful together. Lloris was having clangers every week. Dyer was having clangers every week. Davis was having clangers every week. Romero was a lunatic again.
No, but Romero was tidying up after everybody, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of the work himself. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not blaming Lloris at all. No, what I meant is that the collective. But with Vicario there now, there's that little bit of added, you know what I mean, safety. It's like a little bit of a safety there.
That's partly down to our tactic as well. Like, I know a lot of fans are divided about the high line we played against Chelsea with 9 men, but part of that tactic was knowing that we have a goalie like Vicario that can play as a sweeper keeper, and that when they did attack, all those times Spurs fans were saying, "Oh, brilliant, Vicario saved us." That was part of the tactic, knowing that was going to happen. I made a goalie that could deal with it. If Lloris was in goal, I'm not so sure that tactic works. So I kind of agree with you on this, David. The goalie does change the dynamic of the defence. Doesn't make Dyer a better player, by the way.
No,
Doesn't make Dyer a better player.
No, I'm not trying to defend Dyer whatsoever. That's not what I was trying to do. Do you know what I mean? It's just that collectiveness. There's that added extra little bit with a keeper like Vicario in goal because, you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of fans hated it, the fact that we signed him because of his price tag and everything like that. They're eating their own words now because he has been outstanding. And that gives confidence to defence. Do you think defence of Romero and Van der Ven would be so confident with the Lloris we had in goal of last year? I don't believe so because they'd always be worried. It's a collective.
Look what Ramsdale did for Arsenal's defence last season. I know people can slam Ramsdale for making errors in that, but I thought Ramsdale last year had a brilliant season for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, mate. Totally agree with it.
He's caused big problems down there, Arteta. We bringing Ray in.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going back to Spurs, and it's funny. There was a comment about winning the league right at the start of this podcast. I said at the beginning of the season, if we finish sixth, I'll be happy. For me, that'll be a good season, and I stayed with that. I still stay with that. The squad's wafer thin, as has been seen. It's the first year of hopefully a several-year project. We had brought in some very good players, but it's all first-team players at the moment, with the odd squad member. We're short as far as the squad's concerned. You'll see that with the bench tomorrow. But it does give us a chance to bring players like Collins and Donnelly. You've got Veliz at 19 as well. And I think the team the other week was the second youngest team in the entire Premier League. So it's going the right way. We're in for a bumpy few weeks while Romero and Van der Ven are out. And let's keep our nerve. And, we'll be okay. But it won't be this season. We're not going to be winning trophies this season. We're not going to be up near the top for maybe up towards Christmas. And then afterwards we'll be fifth. And that's where I think we'll stay.
Are you guys this is weird I'm saying this. As much as we know we've got problems against Wolves and we know tomorrow's going to be difficult and the injuries are mounting up and the bench now looks non-existent, whatnot, isn't part of you, though, excited as to what we might do tomorrow? Whereas I think previous years we'd be sitting going, 3-0 Wolves, 4-1 would do. Whereas now we're like, do you know what? Let's see what we come up with, right?
Hey, I'm actually confident we're going to win. Personally, do you know what I mean? I just believe the way Ange plays and the way the players talk about him, I think he can get the players geared up for it. Do you know what I mean? And the formation allows us to play a way that, you know what I mean? You still need quality, don't get me wrong. If you want to win titles and everything, you need quality. But to play a team like Wolves, who are good, I'm not bringing down Wolves or anything, but if the players just play their football, right? You don't have to be world-class to play that formation. You just have to play the football. Make the right pass, make the right run, get in the right position.
Yeah.
And it works. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's not about it's not a major worry. It's going to be a tough game. I'm not saying we're going to walk it, do you know what I mean, and just go smash them 5-6-0.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to be as bad as everyone believes we're going to be, just because of the players we've got to use. Personally,
yeah.
If the second string can play the way they showed us pre-season, then game on. But the problem is when the second string played against Fulham in the Carabao Cup, it was a disaster. So it's touch.
Hang on, still, we drew, didn't we? We lost on penalties against Fulham with a second team.
Yeah.
Was that a disaster?
Okay, I was thinking more about the overall result, but you make a point. You make a point.
Yeah.
You make.
I mean,
fair play.
Listen,
a draw at Wolves tomorrow wouldn't be bad at all. Yeah,
no. I mean, even if we draw the next 3 games, it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. Against Villa and City, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we're not going to win the league.
We're beating City. City, I don't care. We could just have Vicario and goal on his own and we still ain't scoring against them.
I think Man City, without our proper defenders, we're going to get absolutely roasted.
Yeah. The only lucky thing is we do have a Dogu back after the Wolves game. Do you know what I mean? So that is a big thing there. So it adds that extra bit of structure on the left, which means we can use Emerson a little bit,
And then you can play Emerson and Phillips at the back, can't you?
You can, or you can use Emerson, you know what I mean, as a sub, stuff like that, give people a break, you know what I mean? It's one of them. It just has that extra little bit with him only being missing one game. You know what I mean? So lucky it was 2 yellows rather than a straight red like Romero's. Because he could have went. That tackle, he was lucky.
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, we've run out of time because we are going to be redirecting now to the Tottenham on Tour Christmas announcement. But Stel and David, tell each other where we can find you. We'll start with you, David. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm Rodrigo Roadman. I do a stream with Tottenham All, but a bit quiet at the moment. Everyone's beyond busy with work and stuff like that, so it's gone a bit quiet. But we're hoping to get back to it soon and start getting the streams out and stuff like that. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Mr. Stel, when can we find you next, sir?
Tonight, 9 p.m. Our usual Monday podcast is going
Friday, you mean?
Instead. Yeah, because Monday was a Chelsea game. So tonight, 9 p.m. UK time, Tottenham way.
Brilliant stuff. And Mr. Lubo, when can we next find you, buddy?
Hopefully on here and also on Twitter at Lubo_61 and on Spaces as well.
Great stuff, everyone. Great stuff. We finished slightly late, which means you might have to rewind the Christmas announcement. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Lubo, David, and to Stel to come on this morning. It's been a great show this morning. Up the Spurs as usual. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, and as always, Levy out.